Guys, I've just got back from the most incredible trip of my life and I've got to share it all with you. The past few years I've been living in the same place and it just feels that all the adventures we were going on, they just felt a bit too comfortable. I was sort of familiar with them all. I was craving a proper adventure to an unknown shoreline. As my best mate, he was out of action, so Fran and I loaded the boat. We headed off for a month island hopping up the coast. It then turned into 4 months through some of the wildest and most remote coastline this country, Australia, has got to offer. Relying on Mother Nature for food and drink. Huge, and each one of these legs is going to be like a whole meal. Look at the size of it! Our 17-foot boat took us to some epic locations chasing adventure and that fish of a lifetime.
Oh, big one! Really big one!
I've literally travelled 1,000 miles. But mate, there were some close calls. Day 83 and the Salty Dingo sprung a leak. And now we've got a 4-metre crocodile that's been stalking us. Bloody hell, Jack, you happy now? Is this what you wanted?
Tide's got the boat and it's fucking off and sailing. Turn the Salty Dingo into a sailboat, drifting away.
So subscribe to the channel to come along for the ride, but first, let's take it back to where it all started. The great adventure has officially started. There's been a couple of hiccups along the way. There's been broken down cars. I don't want to go into it. It's been a long couple of days, but check this out. Salty Dingo's in the water. That's everything we need in there, plus a little bit more. It's been too rough to get out to the island we wanted to camp on, so we've just pulled in this little mangrove river. On the way in, we saw 4 or 5 crocodiles, the biggest one being just on this bank over here. It would have been 4.5 meters long. It was huge, it's like a dinosaur. This is the kind of the adventure we wanted, you know, the rogue, the unknown, the danger. I guess we're finally getting what we wished for. So night 1 is going to be spent up here in the hills somewhere. How good's this?
Home sweet home.
It's been a pretty crazy turn of events the last couple of hours from where we were at midday. We were broken down, side of the road. Mechanic told us the car was dead. The only thing we could do with it was get someone to tow it back to Cairns and drop it at the wreckers. Fast forward a couple of hours, we met a bloke who knew a bloke who introduced us to a bloke. And we've ended up here. There used to be a bit of a local legend that lived on the riverbank here in a house fully self-sustainable with solar and all the works. He's since passed away, rest in peace. There's now just a big crocodile that guards the bank out the front of his place. Yeah, we've been given the keys to the house, so check this out. This is where we've ended up. Fireplace out the front, a little shack there. Friends setting up a swag there. And this is overlooking one of the most remote but rich rainforests down about 100 meters, and then the riverbank. How wild.
The bathroom.
The bathroom? All right, let's go through to the loo with a view. He's even got the big screen telly set up in here. This bloke was living in style. Out to the outhouse. Bathroom. Loo with a view. Ew. So every time you leave the boat anchored, there's a certain level of anxiety the next morning when you're walking down to check it. Especially here, this is in a creek that I'm not familiar with. See if we can get through here. So, fingers crossed the boat's where it's meant to be, and it's not. The tide's a lot higher now, but I just don't want it to be too high, because I'm not swimming to get the boat. Oh, it swung around. It's still there, but for the first couple of split seconds, it wasn't where it was meant to be. But that looks like my boat. Oh, that made me nervous, Fran. Alright, so we've survived the first real night of our great adventure.
As you can see here, it's been spent in the river. It wasn't where we planned, but now hopefully the tides and the weather's right. We're going to get out, head east to the islands where we want to be. Nothing's been snatched, I don't think, which is good.
That is the part we were a little bit nervous about. Anyone in the area that was worth their salt said that the river mouth coming out is really, really shallow. I'm a bit skeptical whether or not we could get out. We're coming out at a high tide, so we're hoping to scrape out, but this is probably the worst bit here we're a little bit nervous about. Are you nervous?
Very nice.
Very nervous. All looking good though. Oh. There's that sandbar we would have hit if we went at a lower tide. Here we go, here we go.
Wow.
Here we go, 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 go! Go, 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 yes! Woohoo, we're going! Yeah! We've made it to our first island camp. Here it is, Fran's just surveying the island, checking the surroundings. It's bloody beautiful. First thing you notice when you come in is this whole dark shadow here is all bait fish, and there's GTs and mackerel flying through it. There's birds coming down. Beautiful white sandy beach for us to camp on. This is perfect. This is the reason we're going on the great adventure, is to find spots like this.